Hey guys, MZZ111 here today, bringing you a quick video on Agarest Generations of War. Now this video came out on Steam not too long ago, and it sparked my interest because it was a JRPG that actually looked appealing, and there aren't many of those on Steam. And there wasn't too much coverage of this game at all. I couldn't really find out what much of it was about, so I thought I'd do a quick video to show how the actual combat system works, seeing as that is one of the main aspects of the game. It's the core of the game. And I'll probably post this on the Steam Community Hub or something, so anyone else who is interested in the game or likes the look of it can see what combat system is like and have it explained on someone who's not like going to use loads of big technical words, because I'm not capable of that in the slightest. So the combat is grid based. You will spawn in a battle arena like this, and this applies for every single battle. The only differences are obviously the monsters, your characters, and the actual layout of the grid. You can see there's little bonuses around, like there's vitality bonuses. If I stand on those, my vitality stat will be boosted for those specific characters, and obviously there's decreased ones as well, so if you get the enemies on those, then that's going to be beneficial for you. Now you start with your first phase, which is movement and placement of your characters. You have 6 characters. As you can see, you can change their formation in the menus, and you choose where they move, so you can move them if you want, and you choose what way they're facing. And you may notice these little lines that link between these characters, and that's called an extended area. Now, if you have characters in your extended area, it means they can combo together, and it also means you gain more ability points every turn. I'll quickly mention moving does use up ability points, so you want to try and avoid moving as much as possible. So, if I turn this character to face this way, you'll see those little squares right there. They will change, and if characters standing in those squares, then they get added to the extended area. So if I'm facing this way with her, and then she's in her extended area, so I don't need to move her at all. And then this guy, you may notice now he's not in anyone's extended area, but I'm not going to move him. I'm going to move Leonhardt to face rightwards, and that will include him in the extended area, meaning there's now only one person not in the extended area, which is this person. So if I face him right, now everyone is in the extended area, which means I'll be optimizing the amount of ability points I get every turn, which means I can attack more often. Whereas the enemy is just moving around and wasting their ability points. So if you have the formation right, then that's good, because you can attack more. Now, it's turn-based, as you can see, and you can see the turn order at the top. If I skip my turn now, then the enemy's going to attack, but I'll quickly check. Okay, the enemy is linked, or one of the enemies is linked to another, which means I can get comboed by them. Normally what I would do is prioritize that enemy and stop him comboing, but seeing as it's my very first turn, I want to get as many ability points as possible. Every time you stand by or end your turn, you gain more ability points, and ability points are what you use to attack. So there is a cap to ability points. You can't just keep waiting and accumulate absolutely loads and then pull off one huge combo. You can pull off, you can get, I believe, twice your starting amount of ability points. So the enemy's attacking me here, and I'm not going to take too much damage from it, because that's my tank. And they should be able to... Okay, they're now attacking one of my sort of spellcaster or spell swords. But she took a bit more damage, she should be fine. And every time you take damage, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because not only can your spellcasters just heal them, and that gets them SP, but if you take damage, then you gain SP. SP, I believe it stands for special power, I'm not 100% sure, but every time you gain SP, if you get 50, then you can pull off a special move. Obviously, Leonhardt hasn't got any because he hasn't been attacked, or he hasn't attacked anyone else. But I can't reach the enemy here, they're not within my range, so I'm going to have to stand by with Leonhardt. And then she won't be able to reach anyone either, so I'm going to have to stand by again. Every time I do this, I'm gaining AP because they're all in each other's extended areas. However, I really don't know how to pronounce the names. Borg9, he can attack this guy. So what I'm going to do is attack this water spirits. Spirits are a bitch because they have huge evasion, so they're not too good against melee attacks. And now, this is my attack. You can see I can use absolutely any of the characters I have, and in order to kill this guy, I'm going to have to use a lot of attacks. So each character, say, if you select power attack, that will do a power attack, that'll do a fair amount of damage, but on its own it's not too good. But say if I link it with Leonhardt's double edge, then it will turn into a broken hit, which is a special art. Now, you can do this as many times as you want, so I'll quickly go back. I'll say start with his power attack, and then link it with this guy, I'll say link it with her double edge, and then she can go into a flame edge, and then I can use Leonhardt's fire, and then I can link that with this guy's power attack, then that will turn into another art, because there's a certain combo with flame edge, fire, and power attack. And you can sort of find these combos on your own by doing different moves, or you can acquire them by purchasing manuals in-game. And ultimately, you just want to pull off a huge combo to do as much damage and actually kill the enemy. So then I will do an Earth Spike to break his guard. You can check the skill details here. So Earth Spike, you see break there. I'll explain that in a second, but that is really important. It also describes the range, how many times it hits, what kind of damage it does, and stuff like that. So I'll do an Earth Spike and one more power attack into... Can I afford a double edge? No, because I need Sonic Wave. Is there any other double edge I can do? No, I don't think there is. So I will just go into... There we go. I can go into Rush and then Trick Hit. You can see I'm trying to get as many combos as possible here. And then finish off with a Sonic Wave and a Blast, which will give Sonic Blast. Now, as soon as I click attack, it's going to unleash hell on this enemy, which is what I want to do. I don't want to take loads of little attacks. I want to do one huge attack on every enemy when I can. So now all the characters are going to move in. You're going to see at the bottom left, I'm not doing much damage to this guy at all. But as soon as that break gauge gets depleted, then I'll start doing a lot more damage. And you can see all the characters doing their combos here. But the break gauge, it refreshes after every attack, so that's why combos are really important. Now that the enemy's broken, you can see I'm doing a fuckload of damage. Whereas if I was doing individual attacks, after every attack, the break gauge would be fully restored, and I wouldn't be able to do these combos like I am. The enemy's still got a tiny little bit of health left. And with every art, if the gauge is broken, then you pull off a special version of the art, and it's more powerful. But obviously, as you can see right now, I'm missing a lot, because these enemies really are bitches. But, it's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as I manage to kill this one guy, which... Fuck, by the looks of it, I'm not going to be like... No, shit, I missed every single hit. Even on Sonic Blast. So that means I've now spent all my AP, and this guy is still alive. If I could pull off a Ascension or Impulse, those are spells, then I would be able to kill him, but I can't. I could risk it with Win? No, because... Okay, I'm going to have to end my turn, and that guy's still alive, and he's probably going to heal next turn. But... not always lost. As you can see, I did a lot of damage, so now all characters have a little bit of SP. This guy has 11, she has 11, and some of the others will have done a little bit more damage, so they should have like 20 or 25, and I need 50 to pull off a special move. So now it goes back to movement phase. So say if I can get her on the vitality boost, so she gets more health, then again I need to make sure everyone's linked up. If you can see the grids change for each character, and that's unique to the characters. There are characters that aren't in my party, so you can bring them in and they have different grids, different weapons, different playstyles. But ultimately you want everyone linked up and make sure everyone is in each other's squares. So I'll keep him at the back because he's got the gun. Leonhart's a bit more tanky, so I might move him in from the side so the enemy can't retreat and move out of range. There we go, everyone's still linked, and then she's my spellcaster, so I need her back a bit more. And there, she's still linked with him, so she's linked with the others too. Then keep him on the front lines because he's a tank. And again, moving as little people as possible. I only moved half my party there to make sure everyone gains as much AP as possible. Now it's the second turn, and I don't think she can attack. Oh no, she can attack, but I want to finish off this guy, so ideally... Is she within range of him? No, damn it. Okay, I'm going to have to stand by, and they're probably going to heal now. Yep, there it is, Harvest Heal. So that means I can't kill that little fucker, and they're probably all going back to full health, I think. Is that... Okay, yep, that's pretty much full health. So I'm going to try another combo attack. I'll have a little bit of AP left over from the last turn, so I should be able to pull off a bigger combo and pull off more moves, hopefully, and actually finish off one of these guys. But I'm not going to go for that guy because he's on somewhat depleted health. I'm going to go for this red floating orb. I'm not sure what these guys are called. And I will quickly mention, this game is currently on the hardest difficulty. I'm sure if you do play it on easier or normal difficulty, then the importance of the combos won't be as huge. Like, I'm sure you could just do single attacks and get away with it. But as it is right now, on hard difficulty, you need to really think behind every move and be as efficient as possible with your AP. And she is very, very nearly dead, but she is not. I should be able to... Now, this guy isn't a healer, but because he's linked to a healer, I can go to her and use heal. And even though she's not within range to actually heal her normally, she can move within range because she's linked to him. So, it is very sort of complex and everything, but I'm trying to explain the basics one by one to make it understandable for you guys, because I was really overwhelmed by the combat at first. Watching videos, I had no idea what was going on. So, what can I go for here? I'm not going to go for Flame Edge, because I realise these guys are made of fire. I will go for some double edges, because they usually do a fair amount of damage if they actually hit. Then, I'll go for... no, I want to keep Impulse, because that's good at lowering their gauge. I'll go for Ascension, actually. And I don't want Steel. So, Ascension... Then I'll go for a power attack into a... Oh crap, I'm getting lost here. I'll go for a rush into a trick hit, and then a... Will that hit more than one enemy? No, I'll just hit the one. So I won't use Ison. I will use Rush and Sonic Wave to end that. Then she still has some left over, which I can use in the next turn if I need to finish off the guy. But let's hope this actually works. There's the quadruple attack to open with, and 2 of them hit, but it got the break gauge down to about half. There's Ascension. Again, lower break gauge and a bit of health. Then there's Vanish Trick, and this will use the special version because of the break gauge being completely depleted. And I might actually be able to finish this guy off. But these guys, as I said, they're really fucking tricky. The lower their health gets, then the more their evasion seems to go up. And yeah, I'm missing everything once again. I just need like one more hit and then that dude would be dead. But at least now I can show you. Now that the attack ended, this guy's break gauge is going to be back to full. So there's no point putting off a huge combo. I don't think I can even. So yeah, I'm just going to have to end my turn here. And he'll probably get healed again next turn. But again, with every attack I am doing, I'm generating SP. You see Leonhardt's now at 36. So that means next turn, if he gets attacked... In fact, I need to heal him, don't I? Crap. Every time you heal, you also gain SP, so that's good for the spellcasters. Means they're generating SP without having to use attacks when they wouldn't normally. And there we go. Let's end the turn for everyone once again. Generate a bit more SP, and I might actually be able to kill an enemy for once. I don't think anyone needs to move. They're all still linked, and they're all in good positions, so let's quickly end the turn for all of them. And now I'm moving on to turn 3. And this is just a normal battle. You can imagine how sort of hectic it gets during boss battles and shit like that. But this is just a normal battle, and I'm still having to think behind every action. And I'm not playing as well as I could. But, ooh. I don't know if I will be... Okay, they're linked. Are they linked? It's those guys I hate because they're the healers, so... You know what, let's try and finish this... Or let's try and finish this guy. I'm so close to being able to get my ultimate abilities, or the EX attacks I believe they're called. Extra attacks, I think. But let's go for another double edge, and then a double edge into a power attack, and then an ascension, and then an impulse, and then finish off with... you see, this guy's out of range because he's not linked to any of the characters within range, so he can only attack with a blast. But that's going to have to do for now. Then a power attack into a... Damn, I haven't got anything it can link with. Okay, it's going to have to be a rush into a trick hit. And... yeah, there we go. I think this should actually be enough to kill the sort of fire elemental floaty orb. Managed to hit more of those than I usually would. Broken hit. And that should... Okay, the break gauge is still full. I mean, not full, but still there. There we go, break gauge is gone, and I've actually killed it. Now that it's dead, if I deal the same amount of damage as it started with, it will enter overkill, which means I get a guaranteed rare item from it. But I don't think I will reach that. Ooh, I'm very close. You can see the blue bar filling up. And Vanish Trick, yeah, okay, that should be enough to get it into overkill. And the only point... Ooh, there we go. I've actually managed to get 2 enemies in that area there, because he's using a gun, and different weapons have different sort of attack ranges. Guns themselves attack in a 2 line in front of them, so do spears. And you can also get scythes, which have a 3 sort of horizontal line in front of them. So you can imagine how much thought there needs to be behind the characters you use and weapons and positioning and everything like that. Now he's got Howling Blade and she's got Firewall, which means next turn, if I just save up my AP, then I should be able to... Oh no, he's still got full AP bar, so I might try and finish this guy off. Let's see if I can... No, I want to save his AP for his ultimate move. Go into double edge, and then can I get an ascension? Oh no, my spellcaster's not linked. She moved out of range. I'll just go for another special attack. So, damn it, I can't. I just can't. Oh, yes I can. I can use her. There we go. Okay, hopefully this finishes off the fire dude. I think it might. No, I keep missing again because his health is really low. His evasion is insanely high, even though these characters are generally quite accurate. So fuck. I just wasted a fair amount of AP then, didn't do a single bit of damage. So there we go, let's end my turn. They're all getting AP bonuses anyway, so... Oh, I'm linked to my spellcaster now because the characters moved around. So when the characters do move around from using moves... damn it, she hasn't got enough for Ascension or Impulse. Okay, never mind. Have I got any that could help me? Nope. Okay, I'm going to have to end my turn and wait until next turn before actually finishing them off. Now, if I'm clever, I should be able to hit all 3 of them with Leonhardt's extra ability, I think. But I need to be really lucky. I need to make sure the enemy doesn't move out of the way. They're just buffing themselves for some reason and attacking the tank. I really do like how they attack the tank when they could easily one-shot any of my spellcasters. But yeah, she still hasn't got 10 AP, so I can't cast a spell with her. I'm just going to have to stand by, wait for the enemy to buff themselves even more and do minuscule amounts of damage, and then next turn, hopefully finish him off. And I will quickly mention whilst I am here, and whilst I'm quickly finishing these moves, this game is one I've been playing recently. It's a single player game on Steam. I've been playing it loads, I absolutely love it. And again, this video is just a one-off. I probably won't do any more videos on this game, but I'm simply doing this video because there weren't any other videos that explained the combat system in layman's terms, or at least from a beginner's level, which is what I'm trying to describe it from. I'm like 10 hours into the game, and it probably will get more complex. And shit, he's not within range to do a special attack. Can I... Maybe if I switch to someone who is within range? I think she's within range. There we go, okay, and I can do that. And now I can use his Howling Blade, which... Okay, that's not going to catch the red dude. If he was one more square forward, then it would be able to. Maybe if I move within range and then use Howling Blade? No, because then he moves left. Maybe if I use Sonic Wave and then Howling Blade, that might work? Yes, that did it! So because I used Sonic Wave, which moved him one square forward so he could go within range, then use Howling Blade, he can actually hit both the enemies, which should just be enough to kill him. I don't think I'll even have to combo this into anything. So there's Sonic Wave, that's a single move, probably won't do too much damage, but then there's Howling Blade, which is his ultimate extra ability, which does a lot of damage. So you overkill them straight off, and I think that pretty much can't miss. So I think I overkilled them, I got some silver ore from both of them, and now I just need to focus on killing this last guy, which should be easy enough. And yeah, I can use Firewall, I can use her special ability, then I can use Shine Storm, her special ability, and I'll quickly steal one item, because why not, and just waste the rest of my abilities. There's no point keeping AP if the turn's about to end anyway, so in fact no, I want to combo this. That's what this game does to you. You try to make the most of your AP whenever you can, but yeah, I can't do much else, so there we go. Okay, attack, and this will use my two remaining ultimate abilities, which should be enough to kill this guy, just a hunch. These usually do a fuckload of damage. Firewall, not too much, I don't know, she's just terrible. Shine Storm, this does do a lot of damage. And I'm told that much later on in the game you can combine characters' special abilities in the same way you can combine their normal abilities, and I'm really looking forward to that. And of course when you're against bosses, they can combine abilities, and they all have special overdrive abilities. And yeah, this game is pretty fucking intense at times. It's had some of the best boss battles I've seen, and every battle itself you do have to think in... I can't say that for many RPGs, so I do really like it. But this has been Agarest Generations of War's battle system in a nutshell. Again, I'll probably post this to the Steam community hub, so if anyone is interested in the game, they can watch this video and hopefully get a sort of nutshell summary of how the combat works. It's not going to be straight off basic combat as it is at the beginning. It's not going to be end game combat where everything's really confusing you and stuff like that. And also, depending on how fast you get rank and you get extras on your EXP, TP and EP and all stuff like that. But that is the whole metagame, and this is just meant to be about the battle system. So there you go, this has been me, Enzo with Z111, on a video on Agarest. I really don't know how to pronounce the name. Agarest, Generations of War. And this is me, out.